Imagine a prison without walls, guarded not by men or gates, but by 2,000 miles of empty, unforgiving ocean. For centuries, this volcanic rock in the middle of nowhere was considered the edge of the known world, a place where empires sent their most dangerous secrets to die. But long after the exiles are gone, thousands of people still call it home, living suspended between the isolation of the past and the uncertainty of the modern age. Welcome to Saint Helena. You are watching the American Archive, the ultimate isolation. To understand Saint Helena, you have to understand just how far away you truly are. Located in the heart of the South Atlantic Ocean, this British overseas territory is one of the most remote inhabited islands on the planet. Its nearest neighbor to the east is the coast of Africa, over 1,200 miles away. To the west, the shores of South America sit 1,800 miles across the swell. For the vast majority of its history, the only way on or off the island was a grueling, multi-week voyage across the open ocean via the Royal Mail ship. Life here was dictated entirely by the tides, the weather, and the arrival of the ship that brought everything from fresh letters to essential medicine. Though a commercial airport opened in recent years, overcoming one of the trickiest wind shears in aviation history, the shadow of isolation still shapes every single aspect of daily existence. Isolation is not just a geographical fact on St. Helena. It is a psychological state, a quiet rhythm that binds its roughly 4,000 residents, known locally as saints, into a deeply interconnected community where everyone knows your name, your family, and your history. The Crucible of Empire and Exile. Discovered by the Portuguese in 1502, the island was long kept a closely guarded secret, serving as an uninhabited pit stop for ships laden with spices from the East Indies. Soon, the British East India Company took control, turning its steep volcanic walls into a fortress. But St. Helena is etched into global history for one defining, melancholy chapter: the final imprisonment of Napoleon Bonaparte. Following his defeat at Waterloo in 1815, the deposed French emperor was shipped to this remote rock to ensure he could never threaten Europe again. Napoleon spent the final 6 years of his life at Longwood House, a damp, wind-swept estate that felt more like a tomb than a residence. He complained endlessly of the climate, the rats, and the unbearable monotony. Yet paradoxically, his presence put St. Helena on the map. Today, the island still maintains French property rights over Napoleon's original grave, and Longwood House, a strange diplomatic anomaly where French soil exists inside a British territory in the middle of the Atlantic. Walking the narrow, winding streets of Jamestown, the island's capital nestled in a deep volcanic ravine, you can feel the heavy weight of history pressing against pastel-colored Georgian storefronts. Cannons from the 18th century still point out toward an empty horizon, silent witnesses to a time when empires fought and died for control of these strategic cliffs. Modern life on the edge. Away from the historical monuments, modern life on St. Helena moves at a pace that feels entirely foreign to the hyper-connected 21st century. The community is tight-knit, fiercely loyal, and remarkably self-reliant. Because importing goods across thousands of miles of ocean is astronomically expensive, saints have mastered the art of making do. Agriculture thrives in the microclimates of the interior highlands, where lush green pastures contrast sharply with the semi-arid, volcanic moonscapes of the coast. Local fishermen brave the turbulent swells to pull in yellowfin tuna and wahoo, feeding a population that values local sustainability out of sheer necessity. Yet modernization has brought a complex wave of change. The opening of the airport promised economic salvation through tourism, but the reality has been more complicated. High travel costs, limited hotel capacity, and the sheer logistical hurdles of getting to the island mean that mass tourism has bypassed St. Helena, leaving it pristine, unspoiled, and economically fragile. For the younger generation, the pull of the wider world, the UK, South Africa, and beyond creates a constant tug-of-war. Many leave for education and career opportunities, leaving behind an aging population that worries about the preservation of their unique dialect, distinct traditions, and cultural identity. Landscapes of fire and stone. Geologically speaking, St. Helena is a masterpiece of violence and time. Formed by repeated volcanic eruptions millions of years ago, the island rises abruptly from the abyssal plain of the ocean floor, thrusting jagged black cliffs thousands of feet into the sky. Drive inland and the landscape transforms dramatically. You move from the Martian, dusty red soils of Sandy Bay, carved by dramatic erosion, to the misty, emerald green peaks of Diana's Peak, the highest point on the island. This central ridge is a sanctuary for flora and fauna, found nowhere else on Earth. Evolution ran wild here in total isolation, producing ancient tree ferns, endemic flowering plants, and unique invertebrates that survived for millennia, undisturbed by human intervention. Climbing Jacob's Ladder, a staggering stairway of 699 steps built in 1829 to connect Jamestown to the fortress on Ladder Hill, offers a breathtaking test of endurance. Looking down from the top, the Atlantic stretches out in every direction, curving gently against the edges of the world. It is a view that inspires both profound awe and a sudden, sharp realization of just how small you are in the grand design of the planet. What truly defines St. Helena is not its dramatic topography or its imperial ghosts, but the people who call it home. The Saints possess an extraordinary resilience forged by centuries of isolation. They have weathered economic shifts, shifting global powers, and the immense physical distance that separates them from the rest of humanity, yet their warmth and hospitality remain legendary. Among the few travelers who make the journey, in a world driven by speed, constant connectivity, and endless noise, St. Helena stands as a powerful anomaly. It is a reminder of a slower time, a living museum of natural history, and a testament to human adaptability against the immense, indifferent power of the sea. As the sun dips below the Atlantic horizon, casting long, bruised shadows over the volcanic cliffs, the island retreats back into its quiet majesty, guarded by the ocean, wrapped in history and waiting for the next ship on the horizon. Thank you for watching The American Archive. If this journey to the edge of the world resonated with you, hit subscribe and join us as we uncover more lost chapters of history.